As
All
an
right.
electrical
It's been a
engineer
pleasure.
who's gone into the production of solar power for people, what's the market like? How's patronage?
The patronage is currently wonderful, coupled with the fact that we are having challenges with fuel and high cost of fuel, and cost of generator as well, because the rise in dollar. So a lot of people are now verging into solar worlds. Like everybody are now they are now used to, okay, we need to get solar. We need to get solar panel as alternative to our national grid, as the fuel is not available for everyone. And I can tell you, majority of Nigeria now, I can tell you like uh, currently maybe 45% of people are used to solar now. They are now using solar panels, solar energy for their homes, shops, industries, and the likes.
Okay, but what does it take for you to what does it take normally for you to put together uh, a solar power generating set, for instance, and how has business for you given the cost of this materials that you need? Talk to us about your experience doing this business.
Okay, okay, fine, that is good. And to so many people, they believe solar is cheap. I need to make this thing clear. Solar is not cheap. Let's start from there. Coupled with the fact that the exchange rate is fluctuating, the patronage has dropped, but not significantly because some people are still doing it. Still they know the works. The price is driving many people away. For right now, we have some private companies who go into what's it called? They have different platforms how you can get and own a solar panel, solar system in your home. Just like the lease to own, then they provide energy as a service using solar panel. So I think that is been helping people because the price is somehow it's not everybody that can afford it. When some people say, okay, I need a solar panel, after giving them the quote, they'll feel like, this is too high, it's far above their budget. That they're hoping it's something that 500K can do, 300K can do. With the current situation of the country now, it's not everybody that has that kind of money to put into solar, except people that really value their energy supply because many people work from home, so they need it. And NEPA is not there. I mean, the national grid is not there. And the cost of running gen is not really advisable, it's not convenient, even for your neighbors. You can't be running gen by this time of the day where everywhere is quiet and your gen will start making noise. So it's quite challenging because many people feel like, the money is much and it's not really our fault is the exchange rates and from markets where we get it from and most of these what's it called most of these mm, company factories they say okay their market is also coming from abroad because most of them are imported. You don't really have the means to produce solar panel here. With lack of inverter you can do that. Battery has to be imported and the exchange rate actually affecting the whole of all this. So it's quite challenging, but we are coping. We are coping.
Okay, Salaudin. Am I right?
Salaudin,
Salaudin.
Salaudin.
Thank you very much. You look very handsome in that car. Now, let's ask this. A
Thank
lot
you.
of people after installation complain of installations not working after a few months. What exactly is the issue? Is it the equipment? Is it quality? Or is it the person that installed them?
Mm, Okay, let me start from this. We have different variety of qualities of solar panel materials, and people are quite different. We have some people that say, okay, on this installation, I want to gain more. Meanwhile, getting inferior material. We have those ones that's the popular market in Lagos. I don't want to mention it. So with that, that can be an issue if you get a inferior material, like, and the second part is that the client using it, people that are using it, as in the customer, after doing your low separation, doing everything, tell them, okay, fine, don't use so on inverter. They won't listen. They will say, at least it's inverter. It's my money. I use my money to do it. Go and plug every gadget on it. There will be an issue. And most of them won't open up to you that, okay, I'm the one that put this thing. I'm the one that connected what I'm not supposed to connect. And before you know, the thing will start having issues. So you need to start coming and checking. Meanwhile, the fault is from their hand. But on a serious note, once your installation is perfect, your material are good. You don't have issue. You don't have issue. Just be using it till till maybe after 3 years to 5 years when the battery is gone, then you can now come for replacement. Aside from that, when your installation is perfect, you get a good material, you don't have issue at all. You don't have the similar process. Just power it on it and continue using your life. In short, in some connection I did, you don't even need to when they take light, you don't need to go and do changeover. It's come on automatically. When light goes off, come on automatically. Your DSTV, your TV won't go off. So basically it's two ways. It's from the installer getting inferior materials or from the client mismanaging the inverter itself. Mismanaging it. So that is it.
When you want to make a solar panel, regardless of the capacity that you're building, for the materials that you need, which of them is locally sourced? Is it the battery? Do you make the batteries here locally, or everything that you use for building the solar panel right now are imported? Or
Yes,
the cost
everything are
exchange
imported.
rate? So which
Everything
of them are
are
you
imported.
sourcing locally?
Yes, when what we source locally are the railing material for the solar panels, the racking for the batteries, and cables. Our cables, aside from the DC cable, we don't have DC cable here. It has to come from overseas. So the AC cable, the railing system, and the battery rack, those are what we get from here.
Build. If I want a solar panel, for instance, now, how should it be? Do I just go over to the markets and say, oh, I want to buy solar panel, give me this, or I get to someone who builds and tell the person what I would need them for, and then they build for specification. In your experience, which is better? Because you also talked about the way the consumer will make use of the panel. The usage is also an issue. So which is better? That the customer goes for someone who will build to specification what they need, or they just buy what is already made, and if it fits what they need it for or not. Explain to us how the process should be ideally in acquiring a solar panel.
Okay. Let me get this thing straight to you. The solar panel is not what determines your load. It's the inverter and the batteries. Okay, the solar panel is just there to charge your battery when there's no national
Solar
grid as
power
in
generating set, both
power
the
coming from the
inverter
grid.
batteries and then the
Yeah.
panel itself put together. So when you want to acquire one, do you consult
Okay.
first to say, this is my apartment, for instance, or this is my business and my equipment? What kind of capacity will be fit for it? Or you just go shopping? Which is the best way to go so that you can
No,
have
you
best
have to
user
get
experience?
customers. Okay. You need to know the customer's load demand. What are the customer willing to power with the inverter? So you might have some customer that say, okay, I just want my fan, my TV, my maybe let me put it this way, critical load like my TV, DSTV, fans, blender, washing machine. Those are things you need urgently. And meanwhile, we have some that will say, okay, I want it to power my whole apartment. Some will say, okay, I want two ACs in the parlor, one in the living room, my pumping machine, my security lights, my CCTV and all. So depends on the customer load demand. That's what we now use to design the system that will work for the customer. It's not as if you just go to the market and get anything I want, then start to come and install. No, it doesn't work that way because there will be issue. And I say, okay, why we bring the inverter that cannot power my this, that cannot power my, so you need to consult and know your client, know is our financial strength. Okay, if you go for the one that will power your AC, your washing machine, this will cost you more. But if you can manage with your critical load, your TV should not go off. You should be able to have fun at night to sleep over when there's no light, and your laptop, your working stations, and maybe you need to do your washing machine and blender and all. Yes, with that, we'll be able to design, okay, lower system for such person that won't cost such person more compared to someone that decided to go for a higher what's it called capacity of inverter. So that's how we do. We need to do assessment. It might be on phone. Might require us to go to the person's house to check for what are the things we wish to power with the system. And we are now talking of industrial systems where we have big companies that run big gens. So we need to go there with a data logging machine to capture all their loads to take. So in such way, you'll be able to know their peak load. So with that peak load, you'll be able to design a system that will also work for such what's it called, company industry. So, but for the commercial aspect, you need to do a audit. We call it site audit, site assessment to check for their load. Then we now design based on their load. And also, what we need to factor is the roof where we want to put the solar panel. Some clients are in, what's it called, a rented apartment. The landlord will say, no, you can't put solar panel on my roof. So we need to meet the landlord and tell him, okay, fine, I'm assuring you after the installation, there won't be roof leakage. So if we are able to convince him, then we can now go ahead. But without that, those are things we need to put in consideration before going to the market to get. We need to seek the landlord permission because without his permission, with the solar panel, you say you can't put it on his roof. There's nothing we can do.
For a
So
case like
that's
that, where the owner of the house will say you can't put a solar panel on his roof or her roof, does the panel have any negative impact on the roof? Will it affect the roofing in any way?
no, it won't. It's the process of installation as we are matching the roof. Maybe there's a mistake or the roof itself is not strong. The pole lines are not really good. They are weak. And in the process of installation, we have to do some drilling. Although we have a measure where we used to control such to make sure, okay, fine, okay, there is no roof leakage. Before the installation, we might do water tests because some people are funny. Initially, the roof is leaking. But once you come and install solar on it, they will not say it's the solar panel people that that came to install that damaged their roof. So in some cases, before you go to the roof, you try and do water test. I mean, you pour water on the roof. If you see leakage, then you can help them to manage it. Just try to cover it up and fix that if possible. But if not, you might require them to change that particular spot. So it's not as if the solar panel damaged. People that are doing it, the installation process, so you can't really say. So that is the major issue of leakage. Aside from that, the solar panel does not damage the roof. It's the installers that damage the roof.
Okay, I want to ask you a quick one. What is the shelf life of the solar system? How long can your solar system last? And if your batteries go bad or any other thing go bad, how do you dispose them of?
The solar panel has a lifespan. Solar panel has a lifespan of 25 years. And it's not as if it will go bad completely, just that the efficiency has to drop. So for the inverter, without fault, inverter does not get spoiled easily. You will not overload it. There's no fault from your electrical system. So the inverter is good. You can go as far as 5, 6, 10 years. And for the battery, the lifespan of battery is 3 to 5 years, depending on type of batteries. So for the tubular, the dry cell, the lithium battery, they have variety of lifespan. And the least is 3 to 5 years. So once it go bad, we have some company that recycle battery Maybe they take it overseas to do the recycle. So just tell them they'll come and pick it up. And maybe they pay you some cash, then you get another one. The system start running again.
Okay, right now, what is currently the trend is to have solar systems installed for individual owners. Is there a way you and your colleagues in the business or in that sector to have some form of collaboration where you can now have provision for areas, communities, as a whole? Like you find maybe the transmitters using the national grid, you have one street, for instance, have a transmitter, and every house in that particular area is connected to the transmitter. What is the possibility of having something like that with a solar system, and maybe having a metery system so each house connected to it or each business connected to that central solar system is metered? People can then pay for it rather than individuals owning their own solar system, which may be a slow business pattern as we're seeing right now.
Okay. What you just said now has been happening for like 3 to 5 years now. We have some big companies, investors from overseas come down to Nigeria and target the rural area. They will install solar panel, run electric pole, transmission lines, and all the old villages will be on their systems. And there's a metering process where they buy cars, just like in short, they use in such rural area they use solar panel as their source of electricity. We have them there are many. So their target is rural area because we know the urban city has been occupied. We have electricity, people running on gen. But the rural area that have not even seen electricity before, once they see it, they will appreciate, they will pay. But the urban area here, you can't do such in such a way that we are most of these people are white. They might went ahead and do some bypass and start using the system. Although that is power test. But based on your question, we have companies doing that because it requires a whole lot of money. It's not a small business. Not a small business. But we have investors doing it. In short, it has been to some extent I've worked on 2 or 3 projects like that in Nigeria, the northern part, Nigeria to be precise.